Hey everybody, this is Sue Lyon-Myrick. I am some people like the word, some don't, midlife, what I would call strategist, or basically just a life strategist and a new business strategist. I particularly work around creativity and creating the best possible life and business for you in the middle, if you will. I'm going to take these glasses off because I cannot stand the glare. And I've learned a couple of tricks being a photographer. And one of them is to put them in at a really weird angle, which works, but then sometimes looks kind of stupid. Like up here, you can totally see it's going at a really strange angle, right? So I'm just going to take them off, which is going to feel really weird to me and hopefully not weird to you. It's been a while, but I decided to try to get back into some stuff. And one of them is a semi-regular vlog, as opposed to a written blog. So today's blog post, if you will, is a blog or a video blog. And so what I've been thinking about this week, interestingly, and what I'm going to call this vlog is to make up or not to make up. And when I say that, I don't mean to make up with a friend or a loved one or someone else that you've had an argument with, although that usually is a good idea to figure out how to make up when it's appropriate. What I'm talking about is all this, whether to use makeup on your face, and then as an extension of that, I guess also whether to have your hair cut, colored, fancy, this, that, futz with it, make sure it looks good before you go to the house, style it, whatever it might be, as opposed to just maybe chucking it in a ponytail or cutting it uber short, which can be amazing. So I don't have any judgment calls on what anybody else does. I'm just sort of thinking out loud. So I bring up this topic for a couple of reasons, but one, obviously, because I've been thinking about it, and two, because it came up in a couple of conversations this week with me. And I wanted to just explore it a little bit more because as I was thinking about it, some things came up for me. And I think it's a particularly interesting concept at all times, but particularly in this middle that we find ourselves in. Because I think, for example, my teenage daughter has discovered makeup and pretty much won't go anywhere without it except, around the house or just hanging with her very close friends. And there's a whole method to it, right? And it takes time, and you have to have X number of different kinds of all these different accoutrements and pieces that go with it to do it right. And, I'm sure that I must have been that way. Maybe for me, it was more maybe when I was in college and in my early 20s. I don't remember a lot of makeup in high school, but that might have been that my parents didn't let me have it. I don't know. But anyway, but I think that somewhere along the line, most of us tend to wear makeup at some point and get into that. And that's part of your getting ready, right? You get up, you shower, you do your hair a certain way, you do your makeup, you put on a nice outfit, you present yourself to the world. And then one day, I think for those of us women that have gone through particularly parenthood, we discover that we're not really doing that anymore, or we're not doing it very much. And this got me thinking about why is that? And I think some of it is because we have children, or we have had children, and you're so busy, right? You're not getting sleep when they're teeny tiny. For some people, they're not going in the office anymore. So you're spending, whether it's 3 months at home on maternity leave, 6 months on maternity leave, years at home being the parent and not necessarily going into an office, or going into an office part-time. So you do a little bit, but you don't go all full board maybe. And then you get so caught up in other things that it's okay, well, if we have limited funds, let's say, what am I going to spend my money on? I'm going to spend it on the kids' shoes, or make sure the kids and the rest of us have good food to eat, or that my kid gets to go to that volleyball camp over me buying some expensive lipstick. Maybe I'll just buy cheaper lipstick, and then maybe I'll just wear no lipstick. I don't know. But I'd be curious to see what other ones, what y'all think. If you want to chime in to comments on this, or post anywhere that I am online, and comment in my Facebook group, whatever, that'd be amazing. But I do think it becomes one of those things, like a lot of things, like our hair, like how we dress, like exercise, like eating well, where we put it aside a bit because we're busy, it's inconvenient, or it takes too much time, or too much money, or too much effort, or whatever. And pretty soon we're just not doing it anymore. So that's the first part. So the second part was that I have a friend who happens to be in her 80s and, married, was a mother, all of that, and is now not doing those things. Well, she's still a mother, but, and she was married, but her husband has passed. But it's interesting because we were going to go to the store and she brought up one of the things that she would be some makeup. And what she specifically was talking about in this instance, I think was mascara at the time. And so we had a short little conversation where I said, it's funny too, because I've been thinking I might want some more makeup. All of mine's disappeared because my daughter, when she got into makeup, suddenly, even though she swears pretty much most of the time that she did not take it, it disappeared in the house. It went away. I don't know what happened to it. Now it doesn't tend to disappear if I buy it, I'm pretty sure, most of the time, because unless I buy really high quality, she's not interested. It's got to be good stuff. Name brand, high brand, good stuff. So I could probably buy cheap Maybelline and she'd never touch it. Not that I'm going to buy Maybelline. No offense to you, Maybelline. Not the brand I would tend to use. But anyway, again, Maybelline, Estee Lauder, Ulta, Kim Kardashian, if she has a makeup line, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy. But anyway, so when we were having this conversation, I said, it's interesting because I've been thinking about that too. Like maybe I should be wearing makeup, lipstick a little more often, or maybe I should put makeup on sort of as standard practice. Like, why don't I do that? And I hadn't really explored it very far. So anyway, when we got to the store, we did do a little looking. And I have to tell you though, I remember as a kid, I think there were a couple options, right? When it came to mascara, there was brown and black. And then I think there was waterproof, maybe. That was pretty much it that I remember. Now you've got thick, ultra thick, 5-time, 4-time, blonde brown or light blonde brown, brown, black, extra black. I'm sure there's some out there that are colors. Different kinds of applicators for it to be smudgy or thicker or taller or longer or curlier, or I don't know. There was just so many options. I felt so bad. All we wanted was some basic mascara. It took us a long time to find just what we thought was a pretty basic mascara for my friend. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting because here we are, we're 20, 30 years apart, and she's talking about how, I don't want to spend all that money that I used to spend on makeup and time and whatever, but I kind of feel like maybe I should do a little bit, especially when I go out to a book club or this thing or that thing, or I'm having some friends over. And I thought, it's interesting because I kind of feel that way too. So long story, not so short, I began to explore it in my head a little bit and think about why. And I really do think, in a big part of it, for a lot of things, for exercise, for, I think, eating higher quality foods that take longer to prepare, and that, children are not really interested in most of the time. I think exercise on a really super intense and regular basis. I think makeup. I think really taking care of my hair. I mean, I think the whole just getting up, showering regularly, doing the hair, having all the right stuff for my hair, whether it's barrettes or clips or whatever it might be, the right hair things in my case to bring out the curls so that I feel like it looks good and I can go with it, and makeup, all of that, and so some of us, sometimes it's sweats and jeans, we wear sweats and jeans or whatever our thing is, right? And we don't pull out the good clothes. But life's too short. We should pull out the good clothes and we should put on the makeup and we should do what we should. We shouldn't be shoulding. I'm going to stop shoulding. What we ought to consider for ourselves is if we want to be saving those things, or why we're not doing them, I guess is my question or my thought here. So bottom line, when it comes to makeup or not to makeup, to dress up or not to dress up, to wear the super fun, funky shoes or not, to spend a little extra money to get our hair done, cut, colored, whatever all those things are for ourselves. I think it comes down to a question of, why are we doing it or not? Are we not doing it because we love the way that we look and feel when we don't put on makeup? Because if that's the case, if you love the way that you look and feel when you are without makeup, I say more power to that and go for it. If you love your hair the way it is naturally, you love it in a ponytail. You don't like it colored. You don't like a fancy cut. You just like it growing out. Like, do it, right? There's there's no question here. Do what makes you feel really good. And that will show in how you present yourself and how you feel. And I just think, and then it's all in alignment. So what I realized for me is that I think that I've been shrinking for some time now because I had the kids and I took the small part-time jobs and I did the things that allowed me to be with my kids, but also have some income. But I didn't step out and try to be great. I didn't try to do anything amazing. I saved money on clothes. I saved money on hair. I saved money on makeup. I saved time. I'm one of those people that likes to do stuff, and I loved it. I would rather do stuff than be on time. So I'll tend to push it. So anyway, I'm thinking about starting an experiment for myself. And that experiment would be to act as if I was doing all those things I used to do. Like I used to get up in college. This is frightening when you think about it. But I used to get up in college. Freshman year, I had a friend who lived in the dorm, and she happened to have been Miss, I can't remember. It might have been Wichita. It was one of the towns. She was never Miss Kansas, but she was one of the big towns. She was beautiful, sweet. We had like an 8 a.m. art class together. And that meant getting up at the crack of dawn. And that meant that we were both in the showers and the bathroom and everything getting ready at the same time. Now, mind you, Miss Wichita, she did the full thing. She styled the hair. She showered and shined every day. She did full makeup. She knew how to do the pageant stuff. And that's what she did all the time. And I was walking to school with her, right? So what did I do? I'm like, I can't throw on sweats. I could have. I totally could have. I did not have the confidence or the desire to walk with Miss Kansas, which is what I usually call her in my head. Again, lovely girl. Nothing against her. But, this perfection in our society, or this concept of perfection, this beautiful, beautiful girl on the outside and the inside, I didn't want to walk with her in sweats and no makeup. So I would get up too, and I would shower, and I would wash my hair, and I would dry my hair with the hand dryer because that got it straighter. And then I would take a straightening iron and I would fully straighten my hair, even if it was going to rain or something, and I was probably going to regret it later. And then I would curl my hair so that it looked like straight hair curled. This isn't craziness. No, it's not. And I would do my makeup, and then I would feel good walking to school with her. I don't think I need to go to that extreme, but I do know that I feel better when my hair looks great. And I feel worse when it's like pulled back and it's like, in a way that I know is not very attractive for me. Now, am I doing this so that I get a date and I can have an affair? No. Am I doing this for my husband? Partially. Am I doing it for myself? I think that's the biggest thing, is I think I'm doing it for myself. So what I want to say is there really is no right or wrong. Again, if you love putting on makeup and it makes you feel better and you feel more energized and you feel more gorgeous and you feel more jazzed and sassy and like you want to get out in the world, then I say do it at whatever level makes you comfortable. But it's not necessary either. Maybe all you want to do is lipstick or have your nails done once a week, or if you get a cut in a funky color, you don't need makeup. But I guess that's what I'm advocating for here. To make up or to not make up, there is no one answer. It is everybody's own answer. And whatever makes you feel, we don't all need to feel sassy, but that's my word lately. If it makes you feel sassy and awesome, that's what I think we should do. And if you realize that you're not doing it because you're lazy, because you've gotten out of the habit, because you're too busy, because you're not prioritizing yourself, then it's definitely something I would say you should think about doing. If you're not doing any of this stuff because it doesn't matter to you and you don't care, keep doing what you're doing. So anyway, I would love to know comments on this makeup or not to make up in the middle, because I certainly don't have all the answers, but that's what I've been thinking about, and so I thought I would share it with you. Hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. You can always check out my stuff on my blog at Lyon-Myrick.com for now. And also I have a Facebook group called Women, oh my gosh, am I going to forget the name? Rocking and Redefining Midlife. So if you're interested on Facebook, come and join me there, or you can check me out, Lyon-Myrick Creative on Instagram. Talk to you soon.